Did you know that one of the youngest convicted murderers in modern history was only 10 years old? It's hard to imagine such darkness in a child's heart, but today we're diving into the chilling stories of children whose crimes shocked the world. From unimaginable acts of violence to manipulative schemes, these are the tales that make us question the very nature of innocence. Stay with us as we unravel the harrowing case of Ashley Martison and explore more unsettling tales of childhood turned sinister. The chilling case of Ashley Martison. Ashley Martison seemed like any other teenager, but her life took a turn so dark it made headlines around the globe. On the day after her 17th birthday, Ashley committed a crime that would forever change her life. She killed her mother and stepfather in an act of rage that shocked everyone who knew her. Ashley lived in what many described as a troubled home. Her stepfather, Thomas, had a history of verbal and physical abuse, and her home environment was far from nurturing. Reports suggest she suffered years of mistreatment, which experts later linked to severe post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. The breaking point came when her parents discovered her secret relationship with a 22-year-old man. Heated arguments escalated, and her stepfather allegedly threatened Ashley's boyfriend with legal repercussions. That night, she expressed her frustration on social media, posting a chilling message about wanting to end her stepfather's life. The following day, in a fit of rage, Ashley witnessed her stepfather physically attacking her mother. Acting on impulse, she grabbed a shotgun and fatally shot him. When her mother rushed to the scene, Ashley attacked her with a knife, ending her life as well. After the murders, Ashley locked her younger siblings in a closet to keep them safe and fled the scene. She was later apprehended in Indiana, sparking a trial that gripped the nation. In court, Ashley pleaded guilty to second-degree intentional homicide and received a 23-year prison sentence. While her defense highlighted years of abuse, the judge determined her actions couldn't be justified. Ashley's story leaves us grappling with uncomfortable questions. Was she a victim of her circumstances, or did she cross a line no one should? If you thought Ashley's story was disturbing, let's take a trip to Wisconsin in 2014, where two 12-year-old girls attempted to kill their best friend in honor of a fictional character known as Slender Man. The two girls, Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser, lured their friend Peyton Leutner into the woods during a game of hide-and-seek. There they stabbed her 19 times, believing their gruesome act would earn them the favor of Slender Man, a figure born out of internet folklore. Miraculously, Peyton survived the attack and managed to crawl to a nearby road, where she was rescued by a passing cyclist. The attackers were apprehended shortly after, still carrying the knife they used. Their plan? To walk to a fictional Slender Mansion in a distant forest. Both girls were charged with attempted first-degree homicide and committed to mental health institutions. The case became a haunting reminder of how delusion and imagination can lead to real-world horror. Now let's shift our focus to India, where an 8-year-old boy named Amarjeet Sada earned the chilling title of the youngest serial killer in the world. Amarjeet confessed to killing 3 infants, including his own cousin and sister. His chilling behavior included strangling his victims and burying their bodies in shallow graves. Despite his horrifying actions, Indian law prohibited him from being jailed due to his age. He was instead sent to a juvenile home, but his release years later left many uneasy. What drives a child to such horrifying acts? Amarjeet's case remains one of the most perplexing in the annals of crime. These stories leave us with an unsettling question. Is evil born or made? Can a child's circumstances, mental health, or upbringing truly explain such horrific actions. Every case we've covered today offers a different glimpse into the darker side of human nature. From Ashley Martison's tragic life to the delusions of Slender Man, the line between victim and villain often blurs. What do you think? Is evil something we're born with, or is it shaped by our environment? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that dives deep into the shadows. On a quiet evening in Port St. Lucie, Florida, in July 2011, the neighborhood seemed calm, except for one house where a teenager was throwing a wild party. Unbeknownst to the dozens of attendees, this gathering hid a horrifying secret. Just hours before, Tyler Hadley had committed an unthinkable act. He brutally murdered his own parents. How did a 17-year-old boy with seemingly normal teenage struggles become a killer? To understand, we must delve into his life, his motives, and the shocking aftermath. Tyler Hadley was the youngest of 3 children in a middle-class family. His parents, Blake and Mary Jo Hadley, were described as loving and supportive. But Tyler struggled with behavioral issues. From a young age, he showed signs of emotional instability, often lashing out at authority figures and peers. As he grew older, his behavior escalated. Tyler began using drugs, including marijuana and ecstasy, and showed signs of depression and anger. His parents tried to intervene, enrolling him in counseling and grounding him for his behavior, but Tyler resented them deeply. According to friends, Tyler frequently talked about killing his parents, but his remarks were brushed off as typical teenage angst. No one believed he was serious, until it was too late. On July 16, 2011, Tyler took 3 ecstasy pills to steel his nerves and decided it was time to act on his twisted fantasies. Around 5 p.m., while his mother was working on the computer, Tyler crept up behind her with a claw hammer. He struck her repeatedly, ignoring her screams for help. Hearing the commotion, his father ran into the room, only to be met with the same fate. The scene was gruesome. Blood covered the walls and floors as Tyler dragged their bodies into the master bedroom. He spent the next 3 hours cleaning up the crime scene, using towels and household cleaners to mask the horror of what he had done. In an act that defies comprehension, Tyler decided to throw a party that same night. He posted an open invitation on Facebook, "Party at my house, HMU." By 8 p.m., dozens of teenagers arrived at the Hadley home. Tyler acted as if nothing was amiss, hosting the party with chilling composure. Music blared, drinks were served, and the guests partied late into the night, completely unaware of the bodies hidden in the master bedroom. Several attendees later reported noticing strange details. One remarked on a foul smell, which Tyler dismissed as coming from a dead raccoon. Another saw blood splatters on the floor, but assumed it was a prank. At some point during the party, Tyler confided in his best friend, Michael Mandel. He led Michael to the master bedroom and showed him the bodies of his parents, hidden under a pile of towels and debris. Michael was horrified, but didn't leave immediately. He stayed at the party for several more hours, even taking a selfie with Tyler to avoid suspicion. By early morning, Michael couldn't keep the secret any longer. He called the police and reported the crime. Officers arrived at the Hadley home and found Tyler sitting calmly in the living room. He was arrested without resistance. During his trial, Tyler's defense team argued that his mental health issues and drug use had driven him to commit the murders. However, the prosecution painted a picture of a calculated killer who had shown no remorse. In 2014, Tyler was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He later appealed his sentence, claiming it was unconstitutional for a juvenile offender, but the court upheld the ruling. Tyler Hadley's case is a haunting reminder of how mental health issues and unresolved anger can escalate into tragedy. It also raises uncomfortable questions about the influence of peer pressure and the desensitization of violence in modern society. Would Tyler's parents still be alive if someone had taken his threats seriously? And what does this case teach us about the importance of addressing mental health concerns early? Tyler Hadley's story is just one of many that reveal the dark potential within the human psyche. His case forces us to confront the complexities of childhood and the thin line between frustration and fury